There are romantic comedies and there are films that define the genre. When Harry Met Sally isn't just a rom-com, it's arguably the blueprint for modern relationship movies. Directed by Rob Reiner and written by Nora Ephron, this 1989 classic feels surprisingly modern because it understands something most romantic films don't. Love isn't just chemistry, it's timing, maturity, and friendship. And that's why this movie works decades later. The entire movie revolves around one central question: can men and women ever truly just be friends? In the opening car ride from Chicago to New York, Harry and Sally establish their philosophies. Harry believes men and women can't be friends because sexual attraction always gets in the way. Sally believes friendship is possible without romantic complication. What makes this powerful is the movie doesn't immediately answer the question. Instead, it lets 12 years of life experiences test both viewpoints. The structure of the film, jumping across years, mirrors real life. People grow, people change, and relationships evolve. Harry Burns is played by Billy Crystal. Harry is cynical about love. He's sarcastic, witty, but emotionally guarded. What's interesting is that Harry isn't anti-love, he's anti-fantasy. He doesn't believe in fairy tales. He believes in reality, and reality to him includes disappointment. Throughout the film, we see him go through a divorce, loneliness, and fear of emotional vulnerability. There's a quiet sadness underneath his humor. His biggest fear isn't commitment, it's being alone. And Billy Crystal plays that balance perfectly. Sally knows what she wants. She's optimistic and emotionally expressive. She believes in love, but she also wants stability and respect. She's not just looking for butterflies, she wants partnership. Her personality shows up in small but brilliant details. The way she orders food is controlled. The way she organizes her life, the way she processes emotions through talking. Meg Ryan gives Sally warmth without turning her into a cliche. She's particular, but she's also vulnerable and deeply human. And as the film progresses, Sally's heartbreak hits her hard. Because we've seen her try to hold everything together, the dialogue in this movie is elite. It doesn't feel like movie dialogue. It feels like real conversations. Some of the best scenes are just Harry and Sally sitting somewhere talking about their exes, or sex, jealousy, fear, or expectations in relationships. The humor is layered, it's observational, it's honest. And then you have the famous diner scene, which isn't just funny commentary, it's about the perception of the male ego and the misunderstanding between genders. Even the intercut interviews with older couples talking about how they met adds realism. They ground the story in something bigger. Love stories don't all look the same. What makes this movie different from most rom-coms is that the romance doesn't happen immediately. First, they're acquaintances, then years apart, then friends, then best friends, then complicated. The slow burn is intentional. When Harry and Sally finally become close friends years later, it feels earned. They both experience heartbreak. They're more mature. They understand themselves better. And here's the key. They fall in love when they stop trying to prove their original argument. That's brilliant writing. The movie argues that the right person at the right time won't work. Early on, Harry and Sally are too different, too immature, too stuck in their own viewpoints. Later in life, they're ready. That's real. Most romantic films start with attraction. This one builds friendship first. And that's why the ending feels so satisfying, because their love is built on knowing each other deeply. Both characters are afraid in different ways. Harry fears loneliness. Sally fears settling for less than she deserves. Their emotional walls are what delay their happiness. The New Year's Eve speech works perfectly because it's not poetic fantasy, it's specific. Harry lists small details, the way she orders food, the way she gets cold, the way she takes forever to order. It's about loving someone fully, not idolizing them. That's maturity. And the cinematography and the tone of this movie is great as well. The fall scenery in New York, the cozy bookstore scenes, the soft lighting. Everything about this movie feels warm and intimate. It's not flashy. It doesn't rely on big romantic gestures until the very end. It focuses on conversation, facial expressions, pauses. It respects silence. This movie influenced 90s rom-com structures. The friends to lovers trope, witty relationship dialogues in films. In a world full of day naps and fast connections, this movie feels almost refreshing. It reminds us that love can take time, friendships matter, emotional maturity changes everything. When Harry Met Sally isn't loud, it isn't dramatic in a Hollywood way, but it's emotionally intelligent. It understands relationships better than most movies even today. It's funny, it's grounded, it's honest, and that's why it's still a classic today.